It is dawn, and a new day begins. Across the land, a wake-up call is heard, and in the towns and cities of America, entrepreneurs rise to the call. Time for new developments, new visions, new growth. It is time to move America forward.
Welcome to our series, Moving America Forward. Each week we'll be focusing on America's entrepreneurs as they take us to new roads, new opportunities, new ways to fill the gaps left by today's failing companies. Our series will be looking at that and a lot more. So come with me and watch as the entrepreneurs of our nation move into the future. I'm William Shatner, and you're watching Moving America Forward.
And I'm Doug Luellen here in our studio in Los Angeles with our guest today, who is the head of a company called Dirt Pros, which is headquartered in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'd like you to meet him right now. His name is Marcel Haywood. He is the CEO of Dirt Pros. And it's a very interesting story about this company because Dirt Pros was recently recognized by Inc. magazine as one of the fastest growing private companies in America. That was in 2009. It has recently been named the 6th fastest growing private company in the state of Florida. It's a company with 250 employees at the moment. It's been growing rather rapidly. And Marcel actually foresees the day when he will have at least 1,000 employees, and he hopes it won't be too long for that. Marcel, welcome. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks so much, Doug. I'm pleased to be here.
Listen, it's very interesting. A short while ago, you had a chance to have a conversation with William Shatner. You talked a little bit, answered some questions from him. Let's take a brief look at that right now and see how it went, okay?
Okay, certainly.
I know you've been successful in your business, but what I would like to hear is just a brief capsule of exactly what it is you do and who do you do it for, and how do you see this helping America to move forward?
Well, Mr. Shatner, we are the leading provider of facilities management for universities, healthcare facilities, government institutions, and others, providing them with the healthiest environment and the most efficient operation. That, Mr. Shatner, is how Dirt Pros is helping to move America forward.
You know, it's interesting. You told Mr. Shatner you provide the best maintenance in the industry, and the company's name is Dirt Pros. But as I gather it, what you do is really an awful lot more than just cleaning buildings. And it's not just buildings, because you are providing maintenance and a lot of different services for things like hospitals, college campuses, really big buildings. It's quite a story you have to tell. Explain to me really what it is you do.
Well, that's correct, Doug. We get that quite a bit here at Dirt Pros, and I've made the decision that we've built enough equity in our brand and its name that we're not going to change it. But to give you a little bit of an idea of what we do, for a vast majority of our customers, we both hire and manage all of the on-site maintenance professionals, and we allow them essentially to leverage our infrastructure as well as our subject matter expertise to outsource certain elements of their facilities management department. Specifically, that would include things along the lines of mechanical systems maintenance, housekeeping, exterior grounds maintenance, as well as a host of other supportive or supplemental services that we would provide them as well.
I mean, that would include like the gardening teams that come in and handle the lawn maintenance and things like that, right?
Yes, it would.
I mean, it's not just cleaning the building.
No, it's not. It's not. It's far more expansive. Most of our customers find the most value when we handle their maintenance operations comprehensively, and we make sure that everything is integrated and it's delivered in a way where they can get the utmost efficiency and value for their dollar.
And the key is, I understand it, that the managers in the building, if something goes wrong, they don't call the owner. They're instructed to call you.
That's correct. Any maintenance-related issue, we typically get the call. Depending upon how the contract is structured with our customer, But by and large, any emergency disaster sort of situations, we will be the first responders on site, as well as any preventative and predictive maintenance as well. We'll make sure that all the fixed assets within the facility or in the building are on a preventative maintenance or predictive maintenance schedule so that they're being tended to before they actually break down. For instance, in manufacturing environments, we don't want those pieces of equipment to break down and lose productivity, so we'll make sure that they're in good repair on an ongoing
that covers
basis.
everything, air conditioning, you name it, right?
You name it, and we typically cover it, absolutely.
Let me ask you something. It's interesting because you handle medical facilities, hospitals.
Yes.
A lot of these really require kind of specialized training for the people who go into these facilities.
They do.
So I was going to ask you, what do you think your most important asset is?
Our most important asset is certainly the men and women who don the Dirt Pros logo on a day-to-day basis. Depending upon the structure of our agreement with the customer, we'll either manage their employees directly, or we will hire and we will retain as well as train those employees, make them our own, and make sure that we're giving them the skills to be successful, not only within their core functions in the facility, but above and beyond the walls of Dirt Pros as well.
And it's, I mean, like when you're dealing with a hospital, that's very technical.
It's very technical. It's a highly regulated environment, absolutely.
Right. So it takes a lot of time, and you train the people? How does that work?
We do train the people in-house. Our staff, we have a series of training programs that we administer. We also will conduct what we call a pre-assessment or JACO pre-assessment in healthcare settings that makes sure that our healthcare customers are in full compliance with all of the JACO survey requirements before they actually receive a JACO survey.
Something else I find really interesting, I understand you are really one of the pioneers in the green maintenance movement, that you're really kind of a stickler on that. Really, you were educating your clients about it, weren't you?
Absolutely, Doug. We currently maintain one of the largest portfolios of LEED buildings in the state of Florida, and actually embarked on the green movement far before it was popular kind of to do so. So today, a vast majority of the chemicals or products that we'll utilize on the housekeeping side of our operation will be Green Seal certified in full compliance with all of the LEED requirements.
You know, it's very interesting when you think of the name of the company, because I get the picture of a company that started out doing one thing and has now really grown and expanded in a whole other area. Am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We started off primarily as a housekeeping company, and what we found, the feedback that we got from our customers was that our value to them was really in the way that we managed services for them on site, on their properties, primarily for large management companies or large real estate ownership groups that had multiple properties dispersed throughout the state. So we ended up diversifying services, and that's how we led into providing engineering services as well as a host of other services that would also supplement their on-site programs.
So what do you think is the key for your success? Because I'm sure there have been others that have tried this and have not been able to manage that, you know, bridging that gap. How have you done it?
We think we have several different keys. Our approach to the business is that we really leverage technology in a major way. We think it's important that we give our customers ready and available access to the information that they need, when they need it, how they need it, so that it's actionable. Most importantly, above and beyond anything else, we really feel that we create a culture and environment where our employees can be successful, where they feel wanted, they feel they understand how important they are to the overall success of the organization. We have a concept that we call the round table, which means that everyone has a seat at the table in the decision-making process, as well as something we call the inverted pyramid, which means that I don't have 250 employees that work for me. I work directly for 250 people that are part of our organization. It's my job to support them and provide them with the resources and the opportunities that they need to be successful.
So when you approach a new client, what are the first steps you go through with them?
Well, first we will conduct what we call a pre-assessment. We'll sit down, we'll understand a little bit more about their needs, their larger organizational goals. On the strategic side, typically that's a conversation with someone in their executive suite. Once those goals have been outlined or determined, we'll assign or apply what we feel will be the most appropriate strategic approach from a maintenance perspective, whether that would encompass engineering services or just housekeeping services or both. We'll typically take that sort of approach out of the box with our customers.
What do you look for in the people you bring on board to work with you? Because as you say, that's your most important asset. But obviously, you got to be very careful about the people you hire.
We are, and we have a saying at Dirt Pros that that goes: we hire for attitude and we train for skill. And what that means is we want people that fit first and foremost into the culture of our organization, that understand the concepts behind teamwork, that are willing and able to embrace and drive change as well. So we feel that if we attract, hire, and retain the right kind of people, all the other things will be easy to come and easy to discover.
One other question. You started obviously in Fort Lauderdale, right? Which is your home base. It's your home, right?
It is my home.
But where do you provide these services now? I gather you've expanded beyond the borders of Fort Lauderdale.
We have. Our service portfolio ranges throughout the entire state of Florida. We have our highest concentration of service delivery is in South Florida, meaning Miami-Dade County, Broward County, as well as Palm Beach County. But as far north as up to Fort Pierce.
And you also talk about educational institutions. What are we talking about?
Some of our customers would be Florida Atlantic University, Broward College, University of Miami is another customer of ours as well. So large institutional customers.
Is it hard to crack the nut to work for, places like that?
Our experience, Doug, has been that the larger, more complicated providers or customers are really looking for providers that are able to meet their needs. And we found that they're very eager to align themselves and to partner with organizations that can add value to their overall operation.
That's pretty cool. So what do you see for the future? I mean, look where you are now. The company's how old?
The company's 6 years old, Doug.
You're a young company.
We are. We're a very young company.
You've already got some 250 employees?
We do. We're extremely bullish on the outlook for the future. We're excited to continue to move forward. Our BHAG, or our major goal at the corporate headquarters, is to have 1,000 employees throughout the state of Florida. We fundamentally feel that every position with our organization is a better position than if that professional were to be working somewhere else. So we are engaged, and we're really excited about continuing to create opportunities throughout the state.
Well, I tell you, you're a very inspiring story, and you're thriving even in the midst of what has been a very painful recession for a lot of companies all around the country. So I think you're really to be congratulated.
Right.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Doug, for having me on.
I'm William Shatner, and you're watching Moving America Forward.
This organization represents companies across our great nation that embody the spirit, dedication, know-how, and can-do attitude which has made America the great nation it is today. And now let's present the Keeping America Strong Award.
Now it's my honor to present this prestigious award to Marcel Haywood, the CEO of Dirt Pros of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for the outstanding work his company is doing to help keep America moving forward. Marcel, it's a pleasure to give this to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Doug. This absolutely would not be possible without all the hard work and dedication of the hundreds of Dirt Pros professionals across the state. So certainly want to make sure that they're recognized. And thanks again. We're happy and proud to be here.
You're very welcome.
That's it for another edition of Moving America Forward. I'm Bert Tenzer. Join us again as we continue to bring you the entrepreneurs who move America forward.
I'm William Shatner, and for all of us at Moving America Forward, thanks for watching.